So I decided to take my own advice in that last video, and I did a second day of benching this week. Went back into the gym on Thursday, did a bunch of doubles with 315 pounds. Obviously they felt like poop. I don't feel that strong, but it was fun. It was a good way for me to go into the gym, not worry about programming, and just make the bench feel fun again, just throwing some weight around. Had to give myself a lift off for the first few sets because I was alone, which is always a little annoying to me. It just feels more awkward. For the very last set, the owner, Kevin Rossi of ENAC, he came in and gave me a lift off, so I felt a little bit better. I was able to slide a little bit further down the bench, so I wasn't risking hitting the pegs on my way back up. Friday, the last day of training, needed to blow off some steam, man. Deadlifts and I have not been getting along. And not for the same reason that the bench has. And the bench obviously had a little hiccup with my shoulder and I just stopped training and hasn't been fun or whatever. Deadlifts, I feel fine. Been healthy as a horse, knock on wood, and I love doing them, but my last few sessions have just been going horribly. I've just felt weak as hell in them. And it's only because I realized today, it's only because I've been overthinking my technique way too much, and I've been trying to make improvements and make changes in my technique and form where improvements and changes don't need to be made, and it's been doing nothing but throw off my deadlift instead of improving it. First things first, I did strap up with the Anis. Those wondering, I deadlift in As Nature Intended Anis, A-N-I. They are a 4mm thin-soled shoe, so they're actually thinner than ASIC wrestling shoes, and they're really sturdy. I've had these for years and beaten up on them, and they haven't frayed, fallen apart, nothing. The link for them is in the info box below. There is a discount code too, but they're already very affordable, very high quality. Strongly recommend them for pulling in them. Done all my meets in these shoes. The last few sessions, I've been trying to take the cues that both Brett Gibbs and Pete Rubish both taught me about my deadlift, and I've been trying to apply them to heavy working weight. And I think I've just been trying to make too dramatic of a change too fast instead of easing into a change. I went from starting with my shins right up against the bar, the same way you would with the sumo deadlift, and that's been working well for me. I pulled 565 pretty easily in my last meet with that. My back's been staying nice and neutral. My form looks good. Both Pete Rubish and Brett told me though to step back, to cut my feet in half so I can get better forward knee travel, sit into the deadlift just a little bit more. And they showed me obviously a couple other little things, make my feet a little bit more straight pointed, cock the arms in better for better lat activation. I mean, you guys all saw the videos. So I tried to jump right into that full change while still using heavy weight, and it's just been throwing me off. The last session I had, I filmed it and then I deleted the footage because I worked up to 515 for a single, which is nothing. I can rep 550 now. That's opener weight. I can do that beltless. Yet, last week I went and did it, and it moved like an RPE 10 all-out PR. You would have thought I was pulling 585, which is horrible. And it was just because I was trying to change up my technique too much. So what I'm doing now, I'm not ignoring their point of views or their cues, because both Pete and Brett are amazing pullers and they're very knowledgeable with training, so I'm taking heed to their advice. But what I'm doing is I'm going back to what I started with, and I'm just making the changes they're telling me to make a lot more subtly, baby stepping them. So instead of stepping 3 inches back from the bar, cut my feet in half and having it be a dramatic difference in feel, I'm just stepping like an inch back from the bar now. So I'm still pretty close to the bar. I'm still a little bit closer than they both told me to be, but I am further back than I was, and I'm still close enough to where I feel comfortable and it feels like at home to me again. Any further away from the bar and I just feel like I'm tipping forward too much. This position allows my spine to stay nice and neutral the whole time, no rounding, and I can feel myself sitting back into my heels and loading my posterior chain better. So for my own confidence sake, because I've had such crappy workouts on the deadlift lately, I wanted to work up to a heavy single. I worked up to 525 to see how that felt, and then I moved it to 545. My on-paper max is 565 pounds on my last meet, so 545 is a decent amount of weight for me, and I wanted to see how it felt. It went up pretty damn smooth. It moved a little slower than I would have liked to see it move, but it moved very clean. My form stayed perfectly intact, and the rep was at least smooth. It kept moving. It didn't hit or stop along the way. Can't ask for any more than that. I feel fantastic. I needed that mentally so badly. I'm very happy with that and how that moves. So now I feel confident and excited to get back onto the programming again. Done overthinking the deadlift. Just gonna keep pulling the way that works and try to move more and more weight as safe and cleanly as possible. So we're ending the heavy deadlift workout with quick, easy, light pause squats using 365 pounds. Just gotta do 3 doubles with it, very low volume. For a timeline reference, today's Friday, it's the end of the week. This is the same week in which we squatted 475 for a single and then sets of 4 with 420 just on Wednesday, and then did all those box squats on Monday. So this is my 3rd time squatting this week. The other thing I wanted to show you, I'm using a regular gym bar right now, not a squat bar and not the Ohio Power Bar. I want to show you how much easier it is to walk out a regular length bar in this rack. You guys always see when I squat, I use the Ohio Power Bar because it's very stiff and it's built to match the Eleiko bars that are used in the USAPL meets. And every time you see me walk out, it's really ugly. It's because the weights always catch on the rack. It's because the bar is shorter than a normal bar, so it always catches on the sides of the rack. So this is a normal length gym bar. Watch how much cleaner the walkout is. I think these little electric heating things are so cool because they're so clean looking on the outside, and then just like butterfly open like that, and then you have all your controls, you have like your nighttime set. I don't even know what half these settings do. I don't know. I'm gonna tap this up a little bit just because it's really cold. Just for a little bit, and then we'll turn it back down. October is like that month where like the end of October where it's like a competition to see how long you want to freeze for before turning on your heat. Maybe I'm just used to having those really ghetto like twisty thermometers, the old school ones. That's what I've had at my last places. Check this out. I have not eaten since it is 6:47 p.m. and I have not eaten once today besides 2 scoops of whey protein in water earlier when I first woke up. And that was my pre-workout, and I have not eaten all day long. So I got me some Chipotle, of course. Ooh, and I am excited. Always get the burrito, baby. Ooh. Always get the burrito. Those of you wondering what I get at my Chipotle order, it's the same exact thing every single time, no variation ever. I get a burrito, white and brown rice. If they go skimpy on the rice, I ask for an extra scoop of white after they've already put on the white and the brown, and it ends up loading it right up every time. Steak, of course, and I don't do single steak. Honestly, I don't see a difference between double steak and single steak. I really don't, so I just get single steak. Mild salsa, and then I get sour cream and cheese, and that's everything, every single time. I do not like spicy things at all. This is a very mild meal. So if you like spicy, don't take my order. But if you like mild stuff, it's the way to go. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.